Good afternoon, and I do hope you're well. I thought had a few spare moments I would jump online and give out some messages, just looking at turning 3 cards today. And let me know if you would like just a general message. Maybe there's something you'd like to focus on. Love, work, home, family. I think I might start off just with a general reading, just for everybody. And we have the full moon tonight in Virgo, I think. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Oh, I think this one and this one. I'm going to head down here, have a dig through. Oh, look, they do follow a little bit of a theme that I think we're all feeling at the moment. Looking at these 3 cards, we've got this first one here, so probably feeling a little bit of discontent and boredom. Now that's going to be around the heart. That's why it's a green card. We're looking at the heart chakra, and it's saying here we're just getting a bit tired of looking at the same dark corner, whether that's looking into our home, looking into a relationship, looking into work, but just a bit tired of looking at that same thing or looking at it the same way. What they're saying here is if you just actually turn around, the whole fairy tale is kind of waiting for you there. He's got the castle, he's got all those lovely things waiting, and it's a bit like perception. So even though you might be bored and discontent, maybe you've been single for a while and you're like, you know what, this is starting to get a bit boring. Maybe looking at it differently, that the world's your oyster and there's 6 billion people on the planet, and it is a little bit of a numbers game. So right now, just saying maybe we just need to change our perception of things a little bit here just to help with that boredom. But then coming through to this one here, and this is the balance card. And this is saying that we're going to rise above those problems and we're going to get balance across the board. So not just in one area, you know, sort of with love and work and home. And that's what we're looking for, aren't we? So this is just here saying that we're going to rise above it. It's a bit like Archangel Michael, a lovely card. But this card reminding us also to rest and rejuvenate. Now, I'm not going to necessarily tell you to go out to the forest and do meditation, but you do need to do things that you love. So it is a time to rejuvenate. What is it that you do that you love that recharges the batteries? You know, sometimes we're a bit like our phones. You know, we go to bed at night, you know, we go to sleep to charge. We plug our phones into charge, but then we get up in the morning, head out in our day, and by 11 o'clock, you know, we're at 30% and we're not sure why. And we've got all these apps and things running in the background. So maybe reassessing those things in life, maybe at the moment, the things that are kind of running in the background that maybe aren't that important or maybe out of your control, but also doing the things that we love. So making sure that when we do have time off, we do the things that we love, and that's then going to lead us to be able to, when we do go to work, maybe it's not a job that's our passion, but that job gives us the income to be able to do the things that we love. Look, really good cards, all about just not letting the same situation get us down, maybe looking at the situation differently, bringing in that balance and getting some rest, which is nice. Oh, good cards. I'd take those. This is the John Holland deck. It's a psychic oracle deck. I've been using these now, about 10, 15 years. I find them fantastic. They cover a lot. They're good cards for answers, I think, and for timelines and how things are going to play out, but are my favorites. So if you would like a reading, please just let me know in the comments. It is gorgeous weather out there today. Certainly not the winter weather, is it? It's like late spring going into summer. It's lovely and warm. Great time to get out in the garden, do some grounding and some pottering. But just getting centered, getting in touch with nature again and earth. And we do have that full moon in Virgo, so a good time for that kind of connection, being the earth sign. You can hear all the birds out in the backyard. None of them which are playing in my bird bath, which would be really nice. Created that a few months back now. I think I want them too much to come to my bird bath. Some crystals at the moment that might be helpful. Definitely try some of your rose quartz. All of us struggling a little bit at the moment with the pandemic and the restrictions it's bringing, having to spend an awful lot of time with ourselves. So that rose quartz can help bring in that unconditional love, but that self-love and that nurturing and that caring that we need. It's also one that's really good for sleep. We often lean on the amethyst for that one, but also the rose quartz. So you can use rose quartz for good sleep, which we all need. No one's at their best when they're tired, are they? Oh, I went to a lovely witches market on the weekend. That was fabulous. Just down the road. Saw some great handcrafted things, some unusual things, which was nice. Got to see a lot of friends that I hadn't been able to catch up with. So if you would like me to turn 3 cards for you, please just let me know in the comments. So the full moon tonight, what can you do on the full moon? Cleanse your crystals. So many ways to do that, but one of the great ways is to pop them out under the full moon. We can cleanse them, clear them, and then you can reprogram them. And that's one of the fantastic things about crystals, is being able to use them again and again and not having to purchase more. And remembering it doesn't matter the size or how grand the color is. A crystal will do the same job no matter what. An amethyst is an amethyst. And talking of amethyst, some of my favorites, I have some over here on my bookshelf that I absolutely love. My fluorite, keep that close by, and all of my favorite books. Amethyst, used for so many things. Okay, so we can use this, oh here we go, we can use this for our third eye, our intuition. We can use it for sleep, for clarity. So if you're feeling a little bit foggy in the third eye and not being able to see where you're going, amethyst is fantastic for that. And programming it and popping it in your pillowcase is going to bring you really good sleep. So one to keep in the toolbox, I think. And again, like I just mentioned, it doesn't matter how much it costs you. It's not the more expensive or the bigger the crystal, the better. So just here, turning some cards today. If you would like me to turn 3 cards for you, please just let me know in the comments. The full moon tonight. I'll have to get my bay leaves out. Put some messages on those. I might just turn some general cards here. Just going to continue to turn cards. This one may be for you if you come across this stream today. Maybe it was your message. Okay, so let's have a look. The Triumph card. Now, this one is all about the fact that you have been through a battle. You might have to have been a one human army here, and you've been on your horse and you've come through the battle now. So we've had some triumph. But what we need to remember here is now is a really good time to get off the horse. Sometimes we forget to do that and we're looking for the next battle and we're looking for that next thing. to conquer, or that next challenge. And it's saying here you have been triumphant. So maybe it's time to hop off that horse now and to relax a little bit, and to stop looking for the next challenge, that next thing, because you've come through it. But I will say you were definitely a one human army and something that you had to do solo. Hope that was helpful. Again, just mention in the chat if you would like a reading, just turning 3 cards today. Do a 3-card reading. You just say a general card, please, or maybe it's something that you would like to do with finance or love, life, relationships, family, home. Do another general reading. Just for everybody who's watching. Just going to turn 3 cards. All right, let's have a look. Oh, patience. Not one of my favorites. That's the Aries in me. Gee, I tell you what, very interesting cards here. So this first card is my patience card. And this one's saying here that you've planted some really good seeds. So you've planted that intent, and now, you know, we're getting a little bit impatient with it. And what you might not be able to see that's going on at the moment is just like this white lily's growing. And if they just happen to look up, they would see that. So you're probably going to find, even though you feel like nothing's really going on, there's lots going on in the background, and that's then going to grow and show you that lily. So just some patience is needed. But this is an interesting card. This is my emotional withdrawal card. Now it's green for the heart chakra, and it's saying here, and it can have to do with this patience card, obviously, because these cards being connected. It's saying to you here, you need to take the emotion out and do what's smart. That's a really hard thing to do. So maybe it is patience. Maybe you need to just be more patient and wait this out. It's the smart thing to do, even if your emotions tell you otherwise. Or there could be a disagreement, or there could be a decision that you make. Maybe it's around work, home, or family. And you need to kind of take the emotion out and make that right decision. Or sometimes a really good thing to do at this point is to ask yourself, what is it that your best friend would tell you to do? And then being able to move forward with that. But there is some fear involved with this. This is trapped in fear. So it's just saying here that the universe is kind of shining in. It's kind of shining in, saying, come on out, come on out. But you are wearing your heart on your sleeve, and you kind of closing the window because fear can stop us. But quite often, everything we want is on the other side of fear. So it's just saying here, being able to speak your truth, a blue card. So maybe there's someone that you can mention to, hey, I'm nervous about this. I've got some anxiety. But the universe is shining in. So just watching maybe that it's not fear that's stopping you, or maybe you're fearful of something that hasn't happened yet, or isn't maybe even going to happen. Hello. Oh. So if you would like me to turn 3 cards for you, just let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to do that for you. It's warm here today, even though I've got a cardigan on inside. But it is gorgeous winter weather here in Brisbane. Oh, you would love some cards? Happy to turn you some cards. All right, let's have a look. All right. Just going to turn you 3 cards. Let's have a look what I'm drawn to here. Oh, I'm going to come down here. And this one. Oh, gee, I tell you what, they're pretty good so far. And down here. All right, let's have a look. Gee, great cards. So this one at the moment, this first card, so this is kind of where we've been, where we're kind of are at the moment, I guess, and then where we're headed. So They're going to run together. Having a look at this sacrifice card. So at the moment it's saying here, you've been through some really dark, muddy waters. All right, it's been hard to see where you're going. You know, the water's thick, it's hard to swim, it's hard to move. However, you are going to come out of this and you're going to find all of this sacrifice is going to have been worth it. You're going to receive some paradise here, or what it is that you are sacrificing for. But it's been hard. But there is a passion here that's going to be ignited. So maybe this has been here. Maybe you've had to make a sacrifice with income, to be able to study, or maybe there's been a sacrifice in other ways. But is this going to bring the fire back in your belly? Is this passion going to be ignited? Yes, it is, and it is bringing you new direction. So a really good card here, a good reward from this hard sacrifice that you've gone through. But I do love this. This is our solar plexus, and number 3, the number of creation. So this is going to be about moving forward. This is going to be about having confidence, self-esteem, ego, and having all those really good gut instincts come back as well. So this tells me you've been through some really hard, dark times here, but has it been worth it? Yes. And are we going to get that fire back in our belly? Absolutely. So try maybe to do something that you love. Sometimes our job isn't what we love, but it brings us the money to be able to do those things, or to be able to help the people that we care about. So good cards, but you've certainly made that sacrifice there. So well done for moving forward. All right, let's have a look. We'll do the next one. Will they reach out to reconcile? I will have a look. Ooh. Dee, it's interesting, when I was shuffling the cards then before I was to turn your 3 cards for you, I just noticed here that this is the power card, and it's actually saying where you felt powerless in a situation, you're going to get the power back. It really wouldn't surprise me if they did want to reconcile with you. And you end up, and at the moment you might feel powerless as if they have all the control, but this may just be going to turn around. I'm going to turn 3 more cards to have a look at this as well, but that's a good place to start. Okay, so let's have a look. There's 3 cards. Oh, I tell you what, that patient card today. Obviously, we have this patient card here, and patience is something that we have to have when we're looking at reconciliation and people coming back together. It says here, you're kind of looking at and saying, nothing's happening, nothing's going on. There's actually a lot going on in the background. So you may not be able to see it, but sooner or later that white lily is going to appear, and you're going to be going, who knew all that was going on, that person was thinking that, or that this was happening. But right now, they're really kind of emphasizing here that the material and spiritual prosperity. So it's kind of saying that you're going to get both. So don't be surprised if this reconciliation comes in, but also some good news around homework, money, and security. But it says your outlook has to be both. So in the future and the near future, it says your outlook here, double water. So work and play are going to be even. It's going to be really good for you. I like that card, but I think they're going to come through. I think there's a reconciliation here, but there will be, this card here says recognition and reward. Obviously, they're going to have to recognize you, but also maybe recognize what they brought to this situation and why we need to do this now. But I think you will be rewarded here. However, there's going to have to be some patience. There's a lot going on in the background that maybe you can't see, but it is going to come back around. And with that power card there, that's saying where you felt powerless, you're going to get your power back. So I think that you will. And I actually think it might be sooner rather than later. Okay, so Hearts Love Joe, I will see, is Will Jackson, does he want? Oh, let me have a look. Hearts Love Joe. Will Jackson. Will they reply back? Are they coming back around? An Aries, I'm not real good with patience. Maybe that's my lesson. I will have a look for you now. Ooh. Let's have a look. I'm going to take this last one here. Actually, this is interesting. This is a bit of a situation, isn't it? This is saying to you right now, you have to go into the solitude card. Now, this isn't a bad card, and this isn't about being loneliness. It says right now you're going to make it all about you. All right, so not being selfish, but being self-full. There's one woman here, one column, one star, one book. So it's all about that singular. But it's saying here it's blue, so she just has to speak her truth. So stand in your truth with this, but investing in yourself and standing your ground. You really need to wait for them to come to you with this one. Okay, but I think they need to hear something first. This is the truth card, and this is saying to me here that the scales of justice need to be evened out here, and when they are, it will set you free. So it wouldn't surprise me if maybe there's been something said or a misunderstanding that you don't know about or something going on, and once that's cleared up, they're going to probably come back to you, but it's going to be an idea that you kind of need to stand your ground now and speak your truth. But this will set you free. So yes, I do think they will come back around. But don't you budge. I think this isn't about you apologizing. I think it's more about them realizing something. But indulge in yourself. Self-fullness here. So if you can, get a massage. Look after yourself. Take this time while you're waiting to do you. And then when they come back around, it will be worth it. But maybe a little bit of injustice going on there. Oh, you're an Aries too. Oh, I feel for you. Oh, so you don't sleep being an Aries. Matters of the heart for Aries, well, for any sign, it's just tough. We're impatient because we're so honest and we're so direct and we're so like, hey, here it is. We're not necessarily game players. It's hard sometimes. Not everybody works that way, unfortunately, but I hope that was helpful. So let me know if you'd like me to turn some cards for you. Oh, you're very welcome. Hello. Diana, hello. Would you like me to turn some cards for you? Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm just reading the message. Oh, my day is good. I get to do this today. I have some free time in between my readings, so I thought I would jump on. You know, this is interesting, this message that you've put up here. I'm curious, what about my kid's father? You know what? I actually think sometimes relationships get a little bit confused, and mothers and sisters tend to lean on the masculine and see there's another role in their life. So sometimes you come through as a little bit of competition, not because they want the same love that you want from that person, but because they want the time, or maybe they're not as involved. But I think that had more to do with it. I don't actually think it was you as a person, because I don't think, I think you're a great person. You have nothing to worry about. But we will turn some cards on this. Nobody wants drama in their lives. Let's have a look. Oh, excuse that sound. It's not a bad card. All right, let's have a look. These are interesting in this situation. So I guess with this question, I'm looking at here, this is my devil card. Now, this is my temptation card. And this is saying here, this is the temptation to give into old ways. This is the temptation to go back to old ways. And so you might find maybe they're baiting you a little bit, or, you know, they're causing disruption. And to be honest, like I said, I don't think you need to worry about this at all. You've moved forward, you've moved on, you know, you're bettering yourself, you're doing the right thing, you're a great parent, and this temptation to go back and get into it and go back and prove something, or to even just want to win, I'm like, you don't need to. What you should be focusing on is you. This is the Sacral Chakra card. It is one of my favorite, and it is just, you know, as we come up to our second chakra, this is all about you. This is about going back into your creativity, your sexuality, you know, putting the shoulders back, getting your sexy back. I think you should spend more energy into looking after you and getting yourself where you want to be, because you've really got this passion ignited. This is her igniting the passion in her stomach again, or the fire in our belly. Very much lines up with this Sacral Chakra card. So the message here would be for me, to you, don't get caught up in this. These are old games. This is old play. You already know it. You've been there. They're not going to change. They're not going to do anything here that's going to benefit you. What you should do is take that energy and just be the best version of you can be, which I'm pretty sure you're already doing. And then just moving forward. And sometimes that is, if we were looking for revenge, the sweetest, but you don't have a problem here. They do. All you're worried about is your children's safety and lifestyle, and keep doing you. You did nothing wrong. You're certainly not the problem here. Hope that was helpful. Yeah, nobody needs drama. We have enough in our world and enough to do that we don't need drama. All right. Got that full moon tonight. Well, we do here in the Southern Hemisphere. Full moon in Virgo, the earth sign. Good time for looking at homework, money, security, and finances. Get your crystals out tonight. Good time to cleanse them under that full moon, being able to reprogram them. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap up now, and I'll be on again soon to be able to turn some more cards for people and give out messages. I do hope you have a great day, and